Hello, 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 beautiful people. How are you today? Today is another episode of Relax and Raunchy Relationship Podcast with me, Ingrid Galloway, and I am accompanied by this beautiful lady, Dene Menzel, and Dene Menzel is the founder and creative director of Branthem, a multi-award winning sonic brand design agency in Melbourne. Now, normally I know, graphic designers, so sonic brand design is very, very unique. I've never heard it before. With an authentic approach to translate visual brand recognition into music for audio inclusive channel reach, as well as dynamic music based virtual team experiences. Wow, that's cool. Branthem is an industry leader in the brand engagement and marketing space. Well, I guess you can relate it to like the iconic Vegemite jingle. You may remember that, or Qantas I still call Australia home, because I really love that jingle. So yeah, Dane must have done something like that. So welcome, Dane.
Thank you so much, Ingrid. And it's so great to be here. And I loved reading about what you do. Obviously, you're our host for today. You're the founder, relationship coach, and chief relaxation officer. I love that title
Yes.
of Kayangan, which means heaven. What a beautiful name for a business. And Ingrid has been a relationship coach for 12 years and a spa therapist for 22 years. What a great way to spend your day.
I
And
know.
oh, fantastic. I feel like I'm in the right place for some Zen today. And Ingrid practices from Kayangan in Sydney and from clients' homes, offices, and hotel rooms online and from retreat locations. And Ingrid's work has always focused on stress, relaxation, and relationships, and is always ready to look after loving and not so loving couples and broken and lonely hearted singles. So, all you singles out there, this is a great podcast for you. And Ingrid does one on one coaching sessions, women's circles, group online couples massage lessons, and retreats. Oh, what a portfolio you have under your belt.
Thank you so much, Dane, for coming today. So yeah, I'm always curious to find out what my um, guest why. So why is it that you do what you do?
Oh, look, there's three main elements which are the core. It's the common thread of everything that is behind what I've done in my life. The first one is music. Obviously,
Hmm.
for those who can see this video, I've got a piano behind me, and
Yeah.
from an early age, my mum put my sister and I into music classes. It was a little bit daggier back then. We did the organ. For anybody who knows what an organ is, it's sort of like a piano, but it's
Yeah.
got pedals,
I
and
know how
so.
to play organ.
Do
Yes.
you? Oh, okay. Well, fantastic. We're two of a kind in this podcast, and from that age, and I couldn't even reach the pedals. I actually had to stand. I was 5 years old learning, and but I fell in love with it. And over the years, I've been everything from a wedding organist. I started doing that at the age of 13. It was like
Yeah.
what a great introduction into music. And from there on I went on to owning my own performing arts company. We were doing piano, voice, dance, and choir. From there, I was directing choirs around Melbourne and songwriting. So music
Wow.
has been a really big part of my life. It's now culminated into Branthem. The other
Yeah.
elements have been um, sort of connecting people. I love connecting people, and I do that with music in everything that I do, and also innovation. And when I'm talking about innovation, I'm not talking about just technological innovation, but I'm talking about being a game changer, changing the game
Yeah.
in the way that we do things. That's been one of the big things that drives me. So there, that's my why. That's where I get my buzz from: music, connecting people, and innovation. And it's part of everything I do with Brantham now.
Amazing. I remember back then, my mom forced me to practice piano, organ 1 hour a day. I was like, oh no, this is so boring.
Oh.
But my first job was a piano teacher for kids, so there you go.
Well,
Kind of
there
like,
you
thanks, mom. I managed to earn money.
Oh, well, it's true. I think, a bit like, I'm sure you would have had a lot of joy, once you really, had your heart in it and so forth. Music can be just such a beautiful outlet as well.
Definitely, it can be very healing. Yes.
Fantastic. Well, what about yourself, Ingrid? I mean, you've got such an amazing business and relationships. I'm sure that you would have a wonderful why behind what you do.
Yes, because I came from Indonesia and I moved to Australia by the age of 21 to get married to my first husband. Unfortunately, uh, one of the reason why I left Indonesia was to kind of like escape from my mother I mentioned earlier. Now she was pushing me into doing a lot of things that's kind of like choking me. So my preconditioning was making me not feeling home back home, if you know what I mean. So then I left by the age of 21 to get married to my first husband. Unfortunately, it was an abusive relationship within the 10-year marriage. So I left. And in my self healing journey, I went to see a couple of therapists, went to several self development seminars, and went back to college to study counseling and life coaching. And straight away, I knew that I would be a coach, not a counselor, and my niche would be in relationship because I am compassionate and passionate to help others in a similar sort of predicament. And through that relationship, I gain juicy stuff such as depression, anxiety. From time to time, I still struggle with that. Sometimes the roller coaster come and goes. But I am equipped with certain strategies to help me get out of it, and therefore I would love to help others to get out of it because you can.
I love that, and I think that one of the best ways in which people can help other people is by drawing on their own experiences. And like I think for people to know that you've been through similar experiences is very, I suppose it helps them trust that you'll be able to do the same for them.
Yes, yes. Because if I have been in rock bottom before and managed to heal myself and come the other way, then you can too.
That's just awesome.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful story, like of where you've come from to where you are now.
Thank you. Now, this is very important. I always ask three tips about, my guest expertise. Obviously, your expertise in branding and marketing, but you really like to collaborate and build stronger relationships through branding and marketing because it's not just putting your logo somewhere, right? So, what are the three tips on how to build stronger relationships through branding and marketing?
Well, look, I'm a big believer that, when you're dealing with businesses and building relationships and collaborating,
Mm.
it is not too dissimilar to dating and, even marriage or whatever it might be, So, my first tip is to know yourself first. When
Mm.
you know yourself first and you've got clarity on who you are as a
Yes,
brand and a
yes.
business and as a person in a brand, what your purpose is and your mission, when you're very um, understanding of that, you know that you're certain, you're confident. You don't actually have to try and be somebody else to be special or unique or feel like you're missing something. You're very clear in what you are. And you don't have to feel like you're desperate for the right client. Like you're not just trying to cast a wide net of to catch as many clients as you can. You know who your client is, you know what your message is, and you know the kind of people that you want to attract. In terms of your clients and your customers and your collaborative partners as well. So you become very certain in that. That's my first tip. Know yourself first.
Very
my
wise. Love that. Yeah. What's number two?
Well, number two, I feel is to be, especially if you know yourself, is to be attractive to who you want to attract and not be a selfie brand. I'll explain a selfie brand in a minute, but usually when we're looking for the perfect partner,
Mm.
it's usually somebody that initially stands out of the crowd to us. Somebody who's not just slapping things together. They're actually taking care. I remember when my husband and I were dating, oh my gosh, like the amount of effort, that he put in there. Oh, it was fantastic. It wasn't cheesy or anything. He was real, he was authentic. That's what I loved, that's what
Yeah.
attracted me in the first place. So be as a brand, you
Yeah.
want to do the same thing. You don't want to be like a gimmick brand. You want to have people understand who you are, and you want to be authentic, and you want to be honest, and it's those qualities that will attract the right clients to you, especially if you're honest in your messaging and so forth. And what
Yeah.
I mean before by being a selfie brand is that we have a lot of content out there that we put, so we really want to make sure that it's not just it's about me, it's about me, it's about me, it's about me, it's about me. And we see a lot of content, oh, this is my brand, this is what I do, this is who I am. And while that can be great for people to get to know who you are as a brand, it
Yes.
really is about understanding your target audience and their needs and their pain points. When they know that you're genuinely caring about them,
Yeah.
and you're not just on yourself, but you're giving to them, then they will really want to be around you and stick around.
I'm laughing simply because I can relate this totally to many Instagram influencers out there. It's like every post is about their face, new makeup or something like that. Oh, new lips. I have new lips.
It's amazing.
About that.
Yes, you gotta love the Instagram post. It's very, selfie, selfie, selfie. I mean, like the only reason I think that like maybe they will have a following is, whether or not what they're giving, like it might be like whether it's a lipstick. So the people who are watching them are interested in the lipstick, how they're applying it, and so forth. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that's
so
fair enough. If you're selling lipstick only, then yeah, okay.
Yes, yes, yes. And I will follow an Instagram influencer if the lipstick is right. But other than that, no, not really. Um, and my third tip is really about nurturing relationships. I
Mm.
mean, like, it's sort of like I suppose in our personal relationships, when we have just met people, we're all in that euphoria stage. What happens after, like how do we nurture those relationships to make sure that they don't fizzle? So nurturing the older relationships, clients that have been with you for the long term. As new clients are coming in, it's about not forgetting those older clients that have been there and keeping that flame alive, whether or not it's with some surprise and memorability, keeping your brand in front of them, with some very caring and relevant messaging. There's nothing that says I don't care about you more than complacency. So when you feel like you don't have to put any more effort into engaging those relationships, that's when you can lose them. So
Yeah.
nurture those relationships, nurture the new ones, but nurture the ones that have been there over time, and make sure that they can see your branding, that they see care and honesty and authenticity in your marketing, and you'll have customers for life.
Wonderful. That's great. I sometimes said, guys, please show up and follow up. I guess this kind of like tie in with your nurturing point number three.
Oh, look, definitely, and I'm sure that you've got some amazing tips yourself on relationships, and I'd love to hear them because, like, I'm sure that I'll apply some of them after I hear them.
Definitely. This week, I would like to touch on how to keep communication consistent in a long distance relationship, especially when the relationship is new. Now we have experienced, two lots of lockdown, 2020 and 2021. Uh, I'm sure even though you're in a relationship, sometimes people are closed by or separated by the borders, for example, right? So more and more couples are in a long distance relationship. So number one, I would say scheduling a regular call or FaceTime weekly or twice weekly, yeah, and have two time options. So have a plan A and have plan B. So don't jump into conclusion just in case he or she doesn't adhere to option A, especially say for example if you're in a navy, if your partner in a navy or in armed force, sometimes there's no connection, nor no internet connection. Sometimes they're in a submarine, for example, so sometimes the connection is just not there. Therefore, I said have plan B and don't jump into conclusions straight away. Number two, stick with positive energy via text communication or messaging platform that you choose. As you can't read their emotions, this is the downfall of text. It's easy, just ping, 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 but you can't really read their emotions, and miscommunication can happen. So therefore, clarify everything during the twice weekly or the weekly or FaceTime call. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clarify everything. Communication is key, definitely. And number three, find out your main love language, what it is. As you mentioned earlier, know yourself, right? It's very important. So know what your main love language is and know what his love language is. And then express your love using that language. So you need to learn how to express a love language through his love language, and then state your gratitude, of the day or week to each other, so that your soul knows that even though it can be tough sometimes to be apart, there are good things in life that will keep you happy, bring you contentment. And so you're not feeling completely lost without each other. I know physically you are separated for whatever reason, but the soul still communicates. The love is there. So you really, really need to fill up your love tanks in more ways than couples that are under the same roof. So those are my three tips.
I love those, and I think that like there's those different scenarios where you've got couples or people in relationships that are in the same space that have a different communication, obviously situation to those who are separated,
Mm.
and yeah, I think those are wonderful tips there, Ingrid. I really, and the love languages, I'm a big fan of love languages. I
Yeah.
think they save a lot of marriages, understanding those.
I know. Well, that's why, I offer online couples massage lesson, as you can see on my screen behind. That's my newest offering thanks to lockdown. So I'm teaching couples how to massage each other for relaxation, and then it will help strengthen their relationship. So my tip number three, know your love language, know his love languages. So for example, if his love language is physical touch, then when you get together, definitely get on to massaging each other and get your juices flowing. Yeah, it's all good.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. I can't wait to, yeah, bring all of that out of once we're out of lockdown as well. So,
Awesome. Now, people, we are on to the fun part of the podcast. Dean sent me two statements. Now, let's see which one is correct and which one is incorrect. Number one, Dean has a YouTube video on how to overcome stage fright that has had over 1 million views. Number two, Dean is a qualified accountant. I can't believe that. So I am going to choose number one. You have a YouTube video that has tons of views. Is that correct?
well, it's quite interesting. I do have a video on YouTube on how to overcome stage fright, but we are currently at about 160,000 views. It's my goal to do a million views, so it's not quite true, actually. It's
Yeah.
almost true.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, I am a qualified accountant.
Oh, wow.
I know. My the story behind that is that I mean, look, I've loved music all of my life.
Yeah.
It's not probably one of the most stable, secure career choices that you could possibly make coming out of high school, and my mum, who was very wanting to make sure that her children had secure careers, sort of said to me, all right, one thing that you could do for me is after you finish school, you go
Yep.
to uni, you can pick anything you want, just go to uni and just get your degree. And once you've done that, the rest of your life is yours. And I said, well, you know what? Okay. I'll do that for you.
Mm.
And I got my accounting degree, so I am a qualified accountant. And what's been really interesting about that is that I actually ended up working in an accounting firm, but I was so rebellious against it that I didn't want to have the accounting role. I ended up at front desk because I
Oh,
love people.
yes.
Um, and and the certificate, the diploma from my, and I went to RMIT in Melbourne, my Bachelor of Business in Accounting is still in the tube. I've never opened it. So
So obviously that's not for you because you're not even extremely proud of that piece of paper.
no. Well, look, that said, the
Uh-huh.
experience that I had in working in the accounting firms, and I did that over quite a portion of my life as well.
Yeah.
I actually learned how to set up a business, how to do my own tax, and and the skills that I learned there were very valid, and I use them still to this day. In how to run a successful business. So it worked to I suppose a degree, but I didn't become the accountant that she wanted me to be, but
Yes.
I did use the skills. So
Yeah. The accounting skills, I do believe is very, very important. You are able to manage money and manage a small business. So very, very useful. Yes. Oh, good on you.
well, I'm interested to hear yours, Ingrid, because like I'm just looking at yours, and this is going to be a lot of fun here.
Yes.
Ingrid's true or false. Number one, Ingrid gave Rihanna, as in the singer, you're talking Rihanna,
As in a singer, yeah.
a Brazilian wax.
Yep.
And number two, Ingrid gave Eddie Vedder a Manzilian wax. Oh my gosh, what do I choose out of these two? Oh gosh, okay. This is going to be. I'm a huge Rihanna fan. I saw her
Okay.
at the Met Gala, as in like I love seeing. She's always been one of my favorite artists. I'm gonna choose number one.
You are correct.
Oh my gosh! Did she sign it for you?
She didn't sign her own downstairs for me, no.
I was gonna say nice job, Ingrid.
Well, because my background is in five-star hotel day spa. So one day on my first day working for this five-star hotel day spa, um, my manager just said, Ingrid, can you do Brazilian? I said, yeah, of course. Because, I've been in the industry for a long time. Okay, you have a VIP guest today. So, okay, I waited and I waited. And eventually I knew who I would be doing. And so, here I come with the trolley to her room. You gotta wait for security guard to clear everything, etc. So eventually, I was being escorted to the room, and she was fine. Just relax, and yeah, she was a lovely person. Yes, and I did it.
Wow. I actually wasn't expecting it. I thought, look, I'll pick it. I'll pick it. Let's see just what happens here. And it was. Oh my gosh.
Yes, and you know Eddie Vedder, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so Eddie Vedder is the frontman of Pearl Jam. I don't know if some of you know Pearl Jam or not, but yes, I did Eddie Vedder as well, but not Manzilian. Even though I can do Manzilian, and that's one of my specialty. A penis is a penis, right?
Of
It's
course.
just it's just another body part for me. I massage him, but I didn't do Manzilian on him.
Oh wow. Well, you've met some amazing people like in your life. Fantastic.
Oh, he's also lovely, lovely human being. So that's good, when you have a beautiful client, not just like beautifully looking here, but also good in the heart, it just makes the job easier.
It would. It would. Oh my gosh, what a great story as well. Like I mean, like you've. It's interesting, hearing people's stories, and it's always like peeling an onion. And like and all of a sudden you hear things like this, and you think, wow, like. But it's just, what great stories that you have from your life.
Yeah, well, fun. It was fun. I'm always up for fun.
You look like you are too, and that's awesome. I love it. I love it. We should go get a coffee one
Oh yeah,
day,
definitely.
Ingrid.
Now, last question. What do you do to either relax or add raunchiness to your relationship?
Oh, well, look, I'm a big advocate of playfulness. Like I'm 46 years old
Mhm.
this year. My husband is 50, and like we love talking, like a big playful. And, I think that sort of keeps things alive, humor, a bit of cheekiness, like, so I think, especially like you have to be a bit creative as well, like when you're in lockdown. So, but I think that humor is a big part
Mm.
of our intimacy as well, because like that's how we met. We met like sort of teasing each other, like in a very playful way. So, and we've kept that through 17 years of marriage now, which is and every year that goes by, even though we're learning more things, even more things about each other, one thing that stays a common thread with us is our humor and our playfulness with each other. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going to say playfulness.
That's great. Oh, I love it. Geez, your age and mine are the same, and our husbands are similar. So there you go. We're on the same age.
Oh wow,
Amazing. There you go. Meant to be, meant to be.
it is.
So, beautiful people, we come to the end of the podcast, and I hope you have enjoyed that. I certainly had a lot of fun. And if you like this podcast, you can go to YouTube and like and subscribe my channel, Ingrid Calloway. And Dean, how can people connect with you and ask more questions if they have some?
Well, look, they can come and visit the website, so brantham.com.au. That's a great way to learn a little bit more about what I do. They can also reach out to me on socials. So I'm on LinkedIn,
Mhm.
on Facebook, and Instagram as well. So you can reach out to me via those channels as well. So I'd love to hear your stories. Anybody who wants to just reach out and learn about your businesses, and if you what you're doing with your branding, and if there's any way that we can help you, would love to do it.
Awesome, that's great. So, you're not on Instagram just pouting your lips, hey?
No, no, that's my other channel. No.
Ah, dear me. And people, if you would like to know more about a relationship or chat with me about your relationship issues, you can go to my website www.kayangan.com.au. In fact, that's just behind me there. So you get the spelling right. And you can request a half an hour free chat with me. So there you go, people. I hope you enjoy this podcast. And next week, definitely, we will have another one with another beautiful guest coming in with their expertise, and we will have more fun. That's definite. Keep well and lots of love. Thank you so much, Dean, for coming today.
Thank you, beautiful Ingrid, and you have a magic week, everybody.
Bye.